Hello, everybody, and welcome to TV&D. This is our show where we take some of our favorite television shows and mash them up with Dungeons and Dragons. I am your game master, Brian Miller, here as always with my buds, Carolyn Page, Eli Uden, and Tony Wilson. What's up,
Hey
everybody?
everybody. Tony's doing some real metal faces. Welcome to being the YouTube thumbnail, Tony. Enjoy it. It's a dynamic facial expression.
I was trying to fool you, Eli. Carolyn and I were in a contest, and I expect to see myself in that YouTube thumbnail at the end of this.
I
Speaking
wasn't
of which,
aware of the contest.
Where can we watch the show and when?
On
That
YouTube.
is an excellent question, Tony. Thank you for asking. You, of course, can watch the show live here right now when we stream here on Thursdays on Twitch, but you might be watching in the future right now on YouTube, which is youtube.com/c/TVD show. The link's down there.
Yeah.
YouTube.com. Maybe you've heard of it.
We can talk about that later. You can tell me all about this magical YouTube place. Guys, we're in the second week of our Always Sunny in Philadelphia campaign, which last time people commented, we got way more done than a standard issue episode of Always Sunny ever did.
Yeah.
That's true.
We've been the gang has been in the process of building a dungeon beneath Patty's, our D&D-ified version of Patty's.
Mhm.
Also want to say thank you, Boo Rules,
Boo
for
Rules.
subscribing. Boo
Yeah.
For
Rules.
6 months.
I also can't believe it's been 6 months. Have we done that many of these?
I did the math today. Look, we've been doing this for a little
Oh my
while now.
God.
Whoa, that's
It's-
cool.
Wow.
We should be really, really
Rich.
proud of ourselves.
TV&D were a child, it would be 37 years old.
It would be, yeah. In Twitch years.
In Twitch years.
This might be coming up on. We might soon break some records for how long we've done a show together.
That's a good point.
But let's see. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Hey, Carolyn, who have you been playing?
I'm Frank Reynolds. I'm a chaos dwarf or halfling. One of them. And I love chaos, and I got magic scrolls. And I love eggs or something.
That all checks out. Let's see. Eli and Tony, you guys are playing different characters from last
Yeah.
week.
Switching it up.
Yeah, Eli, who were you?
I'm Mac, aka Rob McElhenney, which is the real man's name. I was gonna cut sleeves off for this, but I didn't, and also I didn't want to ruin some shirts. I'm here to just get stuff done, hang out with my best bud, who is somebody who Tony will be playing. I don't know what class I am, but I'm using context clues to guess that I may be some form of druid.
That works. I honestly didn't have classes in mind.
Okay, yeah. I have swarm.
Reuse that George joke. And these people have no class.
I have no class. Yeah.
I
Um,
love Mac as a druid. That's very fun to me.
I
He's a
like
druid
it
for the
also.
city of Philadelphia.
Yes.
Mhm. The powers of
Um,
the city of Philadelphia.
I don't know if the urban druid has been explored in Dungeons and Dragons, but we will here today. We also Mac and Charlie made appearances in our last adventure as NPCs. We did not establish, are they humans,
Wait, what?
or at least is Mac a human? We didn't establish that.
I
last
feel
time.
like he's got to be. He's just such a human character. He's just got such a natural
Could be
struggle.
a half orc as well.
I feel like half orc is always the I'm not sure race, though. In
Can
D&D,
we say species instead of race?
species. Is that better?
Better for me.
Okay. Species. Yeah. I feel like everyone's like half orc is like someone's like it's my first time playing D&D, but he could be half orc. Perfectly possible. Also, thank you for somebody for reminding me that Mac's actual canon name is Ronald McDonald in the show. So
He's a tabaxi. It's settled.
A tabaxi. Oh God! Now I got to buy another book. Now I got to buy supplemental rule books. Get out of here.
Tony, who are you playing?
I'm playing. This can't be right. Charlize Theron. I don't know.
Yep,
They
that-
asked me to change characters, and I did a lot of research on her entire career. And for some reason, I'll be. Oh no, this is Charlie. Is that a
You
character?
got
Sure.
that.
Okay,
You got
got
that.
it. He's the one who talks crazy, but he doesn't talk like Frank. We'll find the voice. I haven't tried it yet. So, you and me, the chat, we're gonna get there together.
Tony, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Is your t-shirt is it cactuses or olives?
I think it's just a
Oh.
pattern, and it's not a t-shirt at all.
You know, I think it might actually be cactuses, but I can't tell. They're like little circle-y
I think
dudes,
it's a
but
prickly pear cactus.
I think it is supposed to be a single frond of a cactus, maybe.
It looks like
Which I
that-
didn't realize when I ordered it online. But
It
I
looks
like
like
that
that.
shirt made a prick out of me.
Ooh,
Did
It looks-
you guys hear that?
Hey.
it looks like that Animal Collective album cover that gives me headaches.
Yeah, I'm a real Merryweather Post Pavilion kind of freak.
Yeah, that's not worth talking about on this show. But it's always weird because Meriwether
No,
Post
no, no.
Pavilion is near where I grew up, and it's weird to hear people talk about it ever. Oh
The
yeah,
chat's more of a strawberry jam crowd, I
yeah.
think.
The Meriwether
So,
Post Pavilion. Oh, where I saw Audio Slave? Yeah, I guess. Sure.
Oh, woof. Boring talk
hey-
about a boring band. What's
Oh.
up?
This conversation, though, it's stimulating for everyone, and we should keep going.
Yeah, should we get into it, gang?
Yeah.
So we established up top a little bit. The last session involved the gang realizing that you could potentially bring in more patrons to the bar if the bar had a cool, rad dungeon beneath it. I'm talking treasure. I'm talking a big boss monster. Maybe little monsters, a cool sword, or an ornate lock, whatever you might say. So last week, you guys, Dennis D and Frank went about the city of Philadelphia to collect some of these things. Kidnapped Gorv the Beholder, a local interdimensional crime lord. Found a cool sword in a junkyard, and more importantly, an ornate lock. That are currently all now sitting down in the dungeon that we are about a week away from debuting to the public of Philadelphia, which is, of course, a neighborhood of our fantasy city of Catch-All.
Do you Chekhov's gun this lock anymore, Brian? Bring it up again. Hoist it on the wall higher in the background.
Okay, so I want everyone to imagine the exterior of Patty's Pub, down an alley of our fantasy city tavern, of course.
Patty's Tavern.
Patty's Tavern. Still Irish themed, despite canonically Ireland not existing in our universe.
Only Italy exists.
Only Italy. This bar's down an alley. It's a little worse for wear. Maybe not. It doesn't get a lot of foot traffic. However, we can see a sandwich board sitting outside the door, like written in chalk, is like opening soon. The Dungeon of Doom, but that's been crossed off and then put with the Dungeon of Danger with flames around it, and that's been crossed off again. Like there have been several different iterations of what to call the dungeon. Everyone keeps changing it behind everyone else's backs. Maybe by the end of this campaign we'll settle on what it's called. So we find ourselves in the tavern, and Dennis and D are at the bar with a stack of flyers. They are about to head out into the city and start building up some word of mouth about the dungeon. Where are you guys around the bar? Where might we find you on another typical day in Patty's Tavern?
Frank's in the bathroom doing something unspeakable
with eggs.
with eggs.
I feel like what I am doing and where I am is going to be a reaction to what Charlie is doing and what he's doing and where he is.
Charlie's hard at work somewhere else, about to burst through the door and disrupt conversation to announce a project that he's been working on, which is a full and detailed history of the fictional country of Ireland. He's been constructing this as lore for the dungeon.
This is written, of
it's-
course, in his own invented language.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you might see some words in there, but ultimately it'll appear conveniently for everyone else as a sort of like a forgotten runic language.
It's just the shapes of the Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Do those exist? You've really opened up a fucking wormhole here. Someone's asking
got
if
plenty of
leprechauns
shapes.
exist.
The shape of a rainbow, let's say, exists.
What about the
And
pot of
same with-
gold?
The pot of gold is the thing that would most exist in D&D world.
But they wouldn't
But
put
this
it in
will
a
blow your
pot.
mind. Pots are square in this world.
In this
so-
world.
Crazy. I didn't want to reveal that, but
Are there
It's
even
out there
four-leaf
nowadays.
clovers, or are there tops 3 leaves in this world?
Wow.
I skipped from 3 to 5. Okay, let's move on.
Charlie has just bust in, interrupting Dennis, who was about to speak. Mac, where are you?
I'm following Charlie out the door, and I'm being like, I'm telling him, I can't make heads or tails of it.
They're the leprechauns! The leprechauns back!
Charlie,
They're
what are leprechauns?
responsible for the potato famine!
What are potatoes, Charlie?
I don't know!
Yeah.
They're like, they're shaped.
Dennis just
Tell him you know what
dismissively left the
potatoes
stand of like, shut up about whatever this is.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Um,
to Dennis, I'm like, he's having his dreams again. I don't know. He's kicking at night, and this is what he wakes up and he writes this down.
Did he hit his head again? Is
No,
that
he's always hitting his head. Come on. The thing is bouncing
That's
around
how
like a
you get the
pinball
good
down there.
thoughts to come loose and come out of the scribe's pen.
okay? That's great. I'm really happy about this development and that we're having this conversation instead of what I wanted to talk about. He gestures over to the stack of flyers on the bar, and that was D and I are about to go have an exciting and interesting A plot, where we go about the city and get people to come to our cool dungeon that we've spent the last week trying to build. What you guys are going to do are a lame, boring B plot where you do all the things I fucking told you to do last week, like clear out the fucking mattresses from the goddamn dungeon downstairs.
I thought you said a plot, like a Christmas tree plot, or like a plot of land but filled with apes.
Oh, ape
That too.
plot.
Frank bursts out of the bathroom, buckling up his belt, cinching the belt around his tunic, and goes, who's touching my mattresses?
Huh. Smells like eggs in here, Charlie says.
Frank, once again, they are not your mattresses. Charlie's been sleeping on them in the basement, and they
No,
don't belong
Then
in a
it's
cool dungeon.
Charlie rents the mattresses. They are Frank's mattresses, right? Charlie pays
Charlie
him.
and I have been sleeping on them in the basement. Oh, thanks, Heretical Cow, for the sub.
I'd like to
Thank you.
criticize their flyers because they hurt my feelings. What does the flyer say?
The flyer has dungeon of what's a fun D word for
Dog.
the doggone dungeon, which Dennis has been insisting on is
Yeah.
what we're gonna call it.
What is
And it was like,
Dennis?
it's good. It's catchy.
What is it? Doggone dungeon. That's not what it.
It's
Doggone.
it's got an air of mystery to
What's
it.
in
And
it?
you just gotta.
What is the dungeon full of? Hooligans, Dennis? Little youths?
You want mystery? You should have gone with my idea, Frank's Crazy Zone.
I like Frank's Crazy Zone. To be honest, Dennis, I think Frank's Crazy Zone is a lot more exciting and, to be honest, a
Thank
lot more
you.
threatening than Doggone Dungeon, because that sounds like something little rascals, little mischief, more than anything dangerous.
Sounds like we're all agreed on Frank's Crazy Zone.
Let's
Yeah.
put it to a vote.
Let's
All
put it
in
to a
favor
vote.
of Frank's Crazy Zone?
I did
You're-
up the goddamn flyer.
Oh, your A plot's not looking so good now, huh? Now that comes down to numbers, does it, Dennis? You and your Doggone Dungeon.
Fine. I will go.
We don't even
change-
have a dog, Dennis. How can it be gone?
It's a Charlie. It's a euphemism. It's a turn of phrase. Don't have to have a dog.
Dennis is like, I'll go change all 100 flyers that we have printed out.
Good.
And D is like, what are you talking about? And it's like,
Go fly away. Fix your
Yeah, that's-
flyers.
seriously, mattresses, they gotta go.
The
Also,
mattresses will be gone.
The cool sword is missing. Find it. And Gorv the Beholder, he hasn't eaten in like 6 days, and his scales are starting to get all ashy and gray. And if he dies, we're gonna have to find another monster. So get him to eat something.
Oh, it was such a pain in the ass to get him there in the first place. Oh, maybe he'll like some eggs. I'll make him some eggs.
We tried eggs. Oh, we've tried. Well, we can try them again.
There's lots of different kinds of eggs. You haven't tried them all.
Dennis, also, I want to say, the flyer thing, the cleaning up the mattress for the dungeon thing, definitely an all of us problem, okay? And the feeding Gorv thing, also sort of an all of us problem. The sword thing, I gotta be honest here, that's a Dennis problem, because we all hate the sword. We all think the lock is cool, and we think the sword sucks.
Yeah.
Charlie, yeah, what did you?
We have a vote for hating the sword.
Oh yeah, let's throw that up there. D?
No, see, we can't. The
D?
sword's also on the flyer.
Toss up that
sword
talon,
Dee's
D.
definitely
Let me
raised
see
her
those
hand. I'm
talons.
speaking for D, having played her in the last
Yeah.
episode. D's got both hands raised.
Yeah, see? Both wings up. Nobody cares about the sword, Dennis.
She looks like she's about to fly away.
Well, we scratched one off the list. That's only 2 things now that we
Great.
have to do.
There
We're
we go.
1/3
Okay.
Dennis crumples up one of the flyers and just throws it onto the ground. Storms out like, we're having an A-plot!
2 things. Thank you, Goosenberg, for subscribing.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And 2, Brian, you do a really good Dennis. You capture the cadence,
Thank
the
you.
energy of it perfectly.
It's the energy of how annoyed by us destroying his game every week. he is. That's
what
it's
it
a very
is.
Dennis vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix that with a little bit of a sociopathic tendency.
You know, I think Brian said that we could solve his games any way that we want, and I think voting to not do one is a perfectly adequate solution.
It's
Yeah.
called role playing.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. All right, so we're 1/3 of the way done. Great speed so far.
So Dennis and D head out the door on towards their A plot. Is there anything you want to do around the bar to prepare to head into the dungeon for the various lists of tasks you don't have to do?
I mean, I think we don't need to go right into it. We had a lot of time before they come back.
Frank's going
Is there
to.
a top shelf?
You guys want to play Jax?
No, I gotta get my armor together. Frank's going to cobble together a set of armor from various buckets and wooden,
Yeah.
like maybe there's a smashed up mead barrel or something. Frank's going to assemble a probably not very effective and very unwieldy.
Yeah, let's.
So I'd like to take a hit to a dex stat, but increase my whatever constitution, I guess, would be armor.
So you have an
AC, right?
AC? Yeah, okay. Tell you what, go ahead and bump your AC up by 2. You don't have to literally take a hit to your dex, but I'm gonna give you disadvantage on any sort of dex related checks.
Great. Okay, so I'm wearing a full bucket hat with like little eyes.
Yeah,
and
I was
just,
going to
like,
say,
a
we were going to help you
barrel
with the armor. I was going to be like, that sounds fun. I think we should help with the armor.
Okay.
I think while he's been doing this, Charlie has lost all of his money to Mac at Jack's.
Yeah. Charlie has no money. He can't rent the mattresses anymore.
Well, now I don't care if we get rid of them. I guess we should. We can just feed them to Gorg.
They're worthless to
Gorg-
me, not making
Gorg?
any income to me anymore. If you're not gonna pay for them, then
Look,
worthless.
Charlie, you know our arrangement. This has happened before. I've won all of your money from you and Jax. And all you have to do is do my favorite stunts and tricks, and I'll pay you for each one that you do.
Mac, it sounds like you're the only one who loves the mattresses now.
I don't care about the mattresses at all. I have a lot
Oh.
of money. I'm very well off. I'm simply
Sounds
offering
like
you a...
Mac- Mac's in
A lot
love
for
with
a
the
guy
mattresses.
who does
I'm
love
not-
the mattresses.
I'm not in love with the mattresses. I don't even
Mac
sleep on the
wants
mattresses.
to fuck a mattress.
I don't want to fuck a mattress, dude.
Prove it. Kill them.
I prove it every day when I don't fuck any of the mattresses.
No,
You're
I've
both-
never seen you not
I
fuck
think-
them.
Frank's got a really good point here. If you don't like the mattresses and if you don't want to have intercourse with them, then, maybe you should kill them.
Yeah.
Go kill all the mattresses.
How is this just Shaggy now? He's like, come on, Scoop.
I'm finding it.
Oh, can we
Whoa.
do? We should do
Mac,
Scooby-Doo
we gotta
sometime.
kill the mattresses.
Like, I'm not gonna fuck any of the mattresses. Anyways, I think, Frank, A, you have a relationship with Gorv. B, now you've got all this armor that's protective. I think, you should, I think maybe you want to take on the feeding duties.
I'll do it, but you guys gotta come with me.
Oh,
to
yeah,
distract all of his eyes and freak me out.
Oh, we'll be in there. We'll be moving around. Charlie, you could kill two birds with one stone, both do some of my favorite stunts and tricks, which I'll give you money for, as we always do, and then, that'll also distract Gorv.
That's great. Grease me up.
All right, I'll grease up. What's the greasiest? Do we got like some pig's feet on the bar or something I can use to grease Charlie up?
Definitely.
We got some. We got a big jar of egg grease.
Yeah.
Is,
well, that's what I was thinking, but that's more like a pickling situation, right?
No. That's different from the pickling substance. We got the egg grease too.
You mix the pig's feet with the egg grease, and you've never been so slippery in your life.
We basically just invented like fantasy mayonnaise, which is
one of those fucked up things they call dressing.
Charlie is now slathering himself head to toe in
salad cream, British salad cream.
No, when people are like mix ketchup and mayonnaise and they're like Russian dressing, it's like fuck off. This is nasty. Anyway,
that's good. What are we talking about?
And you're just a relish away from it being a special.
All right.
Sorry, Brian. It's out.
So we're greasing Charlie up. He's really slippery.
Yeah. So Frank is in unwieldy homemade armor, and Charlie is greasy.
I want to change my character stats too. Tell me what greasy is.
Probably really high. I don't know, like
your dex would be like.
You can't be grappled. I'll tell you that right now. That's not happening.
I don't think we have to change your stats, literally. But when it comes time to make checks, remind me that you are greasy, and we might adjust.
I won't let you forget it.
You can't be grappled. I'll tell you that right now.
That's gonna be a big disadvantage roll trying to grapple you. I think that's like in the rule book actually. They're like if you're slippery.
Mac, do you want to prepare for the dungeon or?
Oh, I'm prepared. I'd flex.
Yeah. Perfect.
Just look prepared. Just look prepared. Huh?
Matt Mitchell described it as dungeon lube.
Yeah. So I got my.
Frank looks at Mac flexing and just goes, "Whatever, mattress fucker," and then heads down.
Oh my god!
To the
I don't fuck mattresses, dude. Come on.
What if Always Sunny was set in a D&D world, but also could say the F word?
They're close to it.
Yeah, that's a fantasy. That fantasy is the greatest F word of all.
That's how strong I am. I hurt my arm slapping it. We're going downstairs, right? Get to the basement.
Yes.
I think Charlie should have to take a check. He's so slippery.
I concur. Charlie.
I'm greasy, Brian.
And I'm like, Charlie, do not touch the knob. We'll never get in there if you get this nasty grease on the knob. Great.
I touch the knob and then I try and rub the grease off of it with my other much greasier hand.
Oh, so now I got to try to open I'll try to use like a rag to open the door, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you think I applied the grease with?
Your hands. You just said it. Can't
trap me. Rags. I've been using the rags, man. It's the grease rag. What are we having next to all the grease if we're not supposed to use it to put it on our body?
So with the help of the rag, you are able to swing open the door to the dungeon and head down the stairs. I do agree that Charlie is going to have to make a dex check with disadvantage to not eat shit on the stairs.
Here we go. That's a 9. And with a disadvantage, that's 19. Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, it is the lower number. Charlie, how do you eat shit on the stairs?
Well, kind of using the 19 to inform. Gosh, I really forgot what it did.
The 19 doesn't exist. Yeah. Disregard.
Thinking that I have the 19, I'm doing that kind of weird stutter step thing. You know, like when you slip down steps, but you're kind of like landing on your heels all the time and staying upright. Yeah. And like I'm really kind of skiing down. And I'm like, yeah. And then it turns into a 9 part of the way through when I'm like so proud of myself. I look back over my shoulder and I just collide into whatever walls opposite the stairs at the bottom. I just kind of ski straight across.
What is your AC?
Well, let me tell you. I'm gonna look here at my little character sheet. This is Charlie. It's 13.
So you take 1 damage from the fall as you collapse in a heap on the stone floor of
Okay.
the dungeon.
Well, that's a third of my health. So
Yeah.
it's 2 now. Okay.
Charlie,
let's
you
see,
got to be more careful.
You gotta be more careful. I like spit out more teeth than I have. In my mouth.
Say,
I
Charlie,
would-
are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. And this time it's just all blood.
Okay.
I forgot to make tokens for everybody, so these were just things I already had in my library. Who wants to be what?
I'll be the strong
hat one.
arm. Yeah. That's
Great.
a Mac.
This
That's a
is
pretty
I'll
good
be the
Mac.
face that's missing all the teeth.
Perfect.
There you go.
And thank you for the subscription. What? Thank you.
Ooh. What?
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 All right. So where's the what's down here? What's this? What's the
Okay,
layout?
yes, we are in a. Sorry, I'm just adding names real fast to everybody. So we were in a stone chamber. There is, of course, the pile of dirty mattresses over in the corner.
Mhm.
They've been since like thrown into a corner, rather than scattered about the 3 rooms, depending on what dreams Charlie's having. But so they've been pushed into the corner, and that's so it shouldn't be that hard to get up the stairs. There is a sort of sinister spider web over in the corner. And then a door to the east. Other than that, it's kind of a lame dungeon room. This for a Frank's. What's the name? Frank's Crazy Town.
Frank's Crazy
Frank's
Zone.
Crazy Zone.
Frank's Crazy
We're in
Zone.
the zone.
Which is a zone is a word that doesn't exist in this fantasy world, but he made up because he just thought it sounds cool.
It only exists as part of the conjunction Pizzone by Pizza Hut,
Yes.
which does exist.
Because it's an offshoot in a roundabout way, but of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
It's also like a dungeon's an enclosure in the same way that a calzone kind of is. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the cheesy goodness that is pocketed inside is instead danger and excitement and
Yes.
thrills.
It's like a danger calzone, and you might get burned.
Delicious.
Plus
So that-
tons of ricotta everywhere.
Yes, there's a lot of ricotta cheese.
What do you do?
We got what was it? I don't. This I feel
We
like this
gotta
is on
get the
character.
mattresses up
Yeah,
the
what?
stairs to get them out.
I
in the
think this is on
back.
character. I legitimately forgot what we were supposed to do with the mattresses.
Yeah, I did too. I
Frank,
think
do you remember? I'm sorry, I
We're
tuned
supposed
Dennis
to
out.
kill the mattresses, and
Kill them,
what's
alright.
the best way to kill is to burn.
Okay,
I say
so
we burn the mattresses.
burn the mattresses.
Mac and Frank are having this conversation. Meanwhile, Charlie's just like asleep in the background. The mattress is just fully just like gone to bed.
We got to get Charlie. Can we like hit Charlie? Is there like a water bottle or something I can squirt Charlie with to get him off the mattresses?
Sure.
All right, I'm like throwing mop water on Charlie. I'm like, Charlie, up, off the
Mac,
mattresses.
you're getting my dungeon grease everywhere.
The water is like sleeking off of him because he's so covered in
he's
grease.
hydrophobic, dude.
He's hydrophobic.
Do I have like jean shorts on or something? I guess that seems right. What's
That's
in
Arrested
character for-
Development.
Okay.
Which
Well,
we should also do.
I've only
No, I
seen
do
so
like
many
the idea that you're
episodes of this, and they're constantly talking about jean shorts. And there's one episode where Dennis and Charlie both make jean shorts. So I'm
Yeah.
going with that. Well, I have those on, and I just reach into the back pocket and just grab more grease, just like a pocket of raw grease right out of the back pocket that I've been stolen, and I begin to reapply.
I say we burn the mattresses now, light them on fire now, go through, feed the gore of the beholder, and then by the time we're done with that, the mattresses will be burned up and it'll be easy peasy.
Yeah. 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm absolutely with you, Frank. One thing, you know what? We can't just set them on fire without making sure there's adequate ventilation. So is the door cracked upstairs?
That's good thinking.
I'll just
I-
go check if the door's like even basically cracked at all.
It is currently closed, but you can crack it open.
All right, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to crack the door. I'm going to pop that bad boy open. I'm going to come back down. We burn those mattresses. We're halfway there.
I'm gonna light the mattresses on fire because I'm getting impatient.
You know what? Maybe that'll get Charlie off those goddamn mattresses. Maybe it'll fucking literally light a fire under him so he gets his ass up and moves. All right, let's go. I'm cracking the door. I guess I gotta climb these slippery ass stairs though.
You are absolutely right.
These
You-
greasy ass
grease
stairs.
drips everywhere. That said, it's in like drips, so it's a pretty easy check. But go ahead and make a dex check for me.
All right. My dex is +2. So 9.
So I'm gonna say you slip a little bit, but doesn't do any damage, and manage to make your way up and crack.
I
the
would
door.
say I'm now at least a little bit greasy. God damn it, Charlie! You fucking there's grease. You everywhere is coated. What?
Charlie,
You'll be thanking me later when you need to do some slick business in the.
Charlie, get off those mattresses because you're super flammable right now, buddy.
I
Frank, how do you
cracked
see
the
Wake
door
Us on
like
fire?
this much for ventilation. Door
Frank
cracked.
Copy. Frank grabs a torch from the wall, and hucks it onto the mattresses.
Great. Hey chat, what is currently living under the mattresses? Is it a flesh-eating slime monster or some sort of fungal creature? I am starting a poll right now.
Eugene or
Brisket is not an option. You kooky ruckus.
We will turn this van around.
Ryan already promised that the other lock deeper in the dungeon is brisket. And you won't be disappointed when you discover that other lock is definitely
I
brisket.
assure you it is just a lock.
We also assure you that the narrative buildup of Brisket will totally pay off in
Definitely,
a satisfying way.
all we're going somewhere.
Ryan's got a real 5-season plan, and you should get really
Ryan's
emotionally
read
invested in.
The first chapter of Save the Cat, and he's ready to go.
Great book. I can't recommend it enough. Save the Cat. Great
Chapter
book.
1. Forget the cat. It's all about a lock.
Somebody said bed bugs in chat, and I just started
Too
having
real.
like,
We've
yeah, I
all
was
been
like,
thinking it.
don't even bring it up. They
I
can't
wasn't
live
thinking
down
it
here.
I live in LA and it's nice here.
You have coyotes that eat cats?
Oh,
That's true.
coyotes.
They're brave. They
Who
walk
cares?
the streets.
They
They're
eat
cool.
chihuahuas. They ate the Beverly Hills Chihuahua. That's why it's
Well,
those
maybe you
little
shouldn't
movies.
have such a small animal then. It can't take care of
Maybe
itself.
they
I've got
coyotes
a
should be
giant
smaller.
raccoon living in front of my little place. It's this big.
Fat
Really?
man.
It's on the daytime too. We thought it was rabbit at first, but then it's not exhibiting.
You gotta stop throwing away all those cakes. You're making them so fat.
So the fungal creature is the overwhelming winner.
Wow.
It is sort of made, it's sort of like a twisting, naturally it's just all the funk from the mattresses is sort of just grown as part of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Both flesh-eating slime and fungal creature, just like it's either a necrotic virus or it's just fungus. It's just athlete's foot.
So it's got these like mushroomy tendrils and these little pores that are shooting little clouds of
Ew.
spores into the air that are
This is
now
literally giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
This is very disgusting.
It's very gross. It is on fire though, isn't it?
also
riddle me that.
exasperated by the fact that it is on fire.
Yeah, it takes some damage.
Well, I'm not so worried about these spores because we have adequate ventilation now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, spores, glad we cracked the door. That's already not a problem.
Charlie, you were sitting on the mattresses. I am going to need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay, here we go.
This is not for the fire; it's for the spores.
Okay, for spores. That, my friends, is a solid 9 with a +1. That's a 10.
Charlie, how do you hard breathe in the spores?
Like it's
Charlie,
bad?
stop breathing in the spores.
No, this is like my fungus probably. So maybe if I take in the spores, I can get its power. I just like start huffing it.
Yeah, Charlie starts
Charlie,
huffing.
no.
Don't off the spores, Charlie. No.
Charlie, you are straight up poisoned, and I
No.
believe most checks are going to require disadvantage now. As The fungus
feel it
slowly
working
begins
already.
to grow in your lungs.
I'm getting more powerful. I like turn around and I'm instantly just like gaunt and white.
Yeah,
and,
Charlie, I'm gonna be honest with you. You look
like
very
yellow.
ill. You're not a healthy man, and I don't say that to insult you, but you look worse now. I think you got to stop with the spores.
Look past the dungeon grease. See how strong I am under. Just like more teeth come out of my mouth somehow.
like-
It's not-
Also, Charlie, you are all the spores have stuck to you, and now you are covered in spores. So I'm gonna need you to kind of stay away from me and Frank.
no,
little
they're
bit.
rolling right off. They're rolling right off the dungeon grease.
Can I turn on a fan?
Can you
There-
turn on a fan?
It feels like there'd be a fan down there if they lived down there.
There is
fan?
definitely no fan down here.
Eli, it's a dungeon.
They
It's
wouldn't
not
even have a
yet. We're
fan
not
in the
done
real
with it.
show.
And they definitely don't have air conditioning.
Charlie, to be clear, as the fungus creature and the mattresses begin to light fire, there is a little bit of a ear-piercing scream as the fungus creature burns up a little bit. Have you moved?
Not immediately. You know, these are my mattresses, or I mean, I rent them. I am their lessee, however you say, it, leaseor. You get what I mean.
I am ready.
Rentor, yes. I do not
Charlie,
own property.
once-
I have insurance through lemonade.
Charlie wants to make like an appropriate goodbye, so he's like kind of blowing kisses as he backs away, and they're like very gross because they're part grease, part spore, part.
You're getting like
teeth and blood.
spores everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
And, like,
Rentor
as
has
you're-
evolved into Onor. Anyways.
not. This is fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you're backing away, I'm gonna say like the fire, licks your greasy skin, and you do get severe burns, but maybe all the nerves there are already just fucking gone, so you don't lose HP. But it's definitely
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am getting stronger.
I'd like to
you
like
do get severe burns, but it's the fine kind of severe burn.
I don't know if
Fine.
this is like a ready to action or how this would work in the world of tabletop RPG. I'd like to keep like 5 feet between me and Charlie, like from now on. Just as sort of a safety thing, because he is leaking spores into the air.
I'm running towards Mac to get his help to get to the fungal monster.
Oh man, I dodged Charlie.
So you guys are just basically chasing each other around the room as the room begins to fill up with smoke.
Yeah, but I'm a little less greasy, so I'm more agile.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
but
can
I'm
make
a little more
quicker
greasy,
turns.
so it's kind of slicking my step and making me faster
Yeah.
on the actual smooth stone of the dungeon.
I guess-
I'm doing like crocodile, where you go. I'm running in zigzags, and Charlie can't make a change of direction as smoothly as I can.
I guess we're gonna need to make opposed rolls here. Of Mac, you're gonna make a dexterity roll. Charlie, you're gonna do the same, but you're gonna take disadvantage, accounting for the fact that you are quite greasy and also poisoned and not feeling
The
good.
state of Arizona asks, "Are they trapped in here with no ventilation?" No, we cracked
We
the
cracked
door.
the door.
The
We
door has
cracked
been
the
cracked.
door. We
Yeah,
cracked the door.
call it an egg, because that thing's cracked.
I can't get
Wow.
enough fresh air.
I roll a 4.
I roll better than that.
No, you have disadvantage. You do it again.
have
you
disadvantage.
motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Well, I still roll better than that by a lot.
Oh God.
So, what happens? Charlie,
Charlie
you get to
catches
decide what
me.
happens.
I catch him. I bear hug him and pick him up and kind of from behind and turn him to face the fungal monster, getting grease and spores and fire and teeth
So
all over
greasy
him. And
now.
I'm just gonna shove him back towards the fungal monster to defend us.
So the fungal monster, it can't move. It is pretty much stuck in place and on fire. As the room begins to fill up with smoke.
It's coming for us, Mac. Get it?
I'm gonna say to Frank, I'll be like,
It's running at us.
like Frank, is he me or is it? He's not moving. Can he move? I don't think he can move.
It's shrieking and waving, but
Yeah, it's waving, but it's not like Frank. It's not. I kind of think I'm just gonna say it. Is it fine? Can we just leave this?
I think it's fine. The fire's gonna do its
Yeah,
work.
the
Nothing's
fire-
changed except Charlie's gotten a little grosser than he was. So I
Yeah.
think we're good, actually.
I feel like this is just the fire is just doing incredible work down here in the dungeon. To be honest, so It is
lot
a
of
little
problems
smoky.
can be solved with fire. People don't realize this.
Yeah.
Let's continue on and go see if we can get Gorv to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a little bit smoky. I wish we had a fan down here, but
What's a fan?
it's an enchanted propeller.
Oh.
Sometimes it
A
also
world that
squirts
doesn't
water
have
on you.
fans but has propellers is wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's for like a motorized boat, but if it were just to circulate air simply around a room.
Yeah.
I'd like to say if we were that Frank grabbed some of the bar snacks that are out and has them to try and entice Gorv to eat, and of course a plethora of eggs.
I'm
Sure,
assuming we have
sure.
like a spread, of
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, all right, so this room's getting a little smoky. I will admit that. We're not worried about it because we cracked the door. But I think while we let this room air out, maybe we should move deeper into the dungeon.
Yeah, let's do that.
Charlie's just like hard reapplying grease, just like all over his
Charlie,
burns and everything.
You have enough
And
grease.
acts as a salve too.
You poisoned, you burned.
Charlie,
like
if
a
anything,
Pokemon.
you've now encased the spores within a sandwich of grease on you.
Yeah, now they can't get out and get to you, you know? So you're welcome, by the way.
So, are you guys heading towards the eastern door?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So you open it and step on through. I think as you walk into the next chamber, we get a shot of like the grease Charlie's been dripping as he walks, and the fire slowly, not obviously at first, spreading along.
Yep.
I'm good.
This is
one
a stone dungeon, at least, right?
It is
Oh.
stone.
It is
Okay.
a stone dungeon.
Definitely not a facade or anything.
Facade? Was it like what are we in a Wild West set?
Like the fake, like fake stonework. It's definitely real
okay.
stone. Definitely.
Okay.
But you guys step into another stone chamber. This one pretty empty. This is where the cool sword was supposed to be, and it sure as heck isn't anymore.
Good thing we
moving
don't
on.
have to worry about that.
This is where what was supposed to be? So
This is where the cool sword was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, don't care. Then
I
this
need
is a
to
weird thing.
call a quick timeout to bring attention to a very interesting fact that Amiability put in chat, which is that, and this is cool if true, they treat fungus and mites on sloths with grease.
But then they fall out of the trees. They're slippery.
Oh, Eli, always the comedian.
That's real. I saw it on the Grease channel.
Okay, so we're in this empty room.
I do think it's cool if they do that to tamp them down. It is a bit of Charlie's thought process. So Charlie, at least as intelligent as a sloth, or a scientist that treats a sloth.
Let's see. There are okay, so there is the door to the west, the one you just came from. There's another door to the east. There are a couple of crates and barrels of like general bar supplies, and a series of thick spider webs on the ceiling.
Well, first off, guys, like I said, it's getting pretty smoky in that room. We want it to go ventilate through the cracked door. We don't want it to come in here. That's counterproductive. I'm going to go ahead and shut the door and let that room sort itself out.
Great
Makes sense?
idea.
I
Great idea.
completely close the door.
Great.
All right, smoke dealt with. Let's check this room
It's
out.
like a little bit trickling up from the door, but it'll sort
I'll
itself
I'll plug up the door. I'll do it like there's a draft. I roll a rag up and stick it at the bottom.
Yes.
Are the doors wood or are the doors also stone?
The doors are wood, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's a
but
door.
smoke can't get
It's
through
fine.
wood. It's fine. All right.
Frank would like to look up warily at the spider webs. Go, uh-oh, this can't be good.
Make a wisdom check for me.
Okay,
To see if it is good.
to see if it is good. Here we go.
Could be great for us. Who knows?
That's a 14 plus 2, so that's going to be 16.
Great. So you can see, basically, you are not taken by surprise as a giant, horrible spider skitters across the roof. It would have, had you failed that roll, basically skittered behind and basically sunk down and grabbed Charlie. But it did not get a chance to do that. And you can see this large, hairy spider with like one of those like large backs. I don't know what you call this spider abdomen.
Thorax?
I think you
Thorax.
call it spider butt is the
That big old
technical
spider
term.
butt.
Spider
There we
ass.
go.
It hisses angrily.
Like, guys, I'm not so sure. You know, Dennis is always mouthing off. I'm not so sure we needed monsters. It turns out this is kind of. You guys live and sleep down here?
In the other room, yeah, sometimes.
You guys just don't go in here.
No, I've never been in this room before.
I think like Charlie and Frank both deny ever having been in this room, even though like earlier this day we were decorating the dungeon and getting it ready, and we had like been even deeper.
You can see on top of the crates and barrels, there's a little like our little like doll action figures that we've made that are like dressed up like Dennis and Dee that we were like making fight each other.
Let's
Frank-
fight each other over who respects Charlie more.
Frank, I have a weapon of your choice. I'm gonna say it feels right to me to have a bludgeon, like a wooden club bludgeon.
A rat stick, basically.
A rat stick. So Frank wants to bash the spider in the eyes with the rat stick.
Great. So it's beginning to descend, like by one single spool of thread, from its spider butt. And as it does, you're just batter up. And
Yeah.
great. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Oh shit. 9.
I think okay. So you swing your bludgeon, which
But I have +4 with my weapon.
let's see. Still
That's
not
gonna be a
enough.
13. Fuck.
So you get your bludgeon gets caught in the spider's like pincers face.
Mandibles? How
it's
does no one know
mandibles.
bug anatomy?
I
Come on,
knew it.
guys.
Come on.
It's
That's what my
thingy
shirt is
thing.
for, mandible.
So Frank, you are now tied up with this spider who has your bludgeon in its mandibles. Charlie and Mac, what do you do?
Let me look at my character sheet, I guess, so I don't have to default to grease for everything.
I'd like to. You just say weapon your choice, but I definitely know karate, right?
Karate's a weapon.
Yeah, you got to. That's why I got to register your fucking hands. I'd like to do karate on the spider. Just generally, you know, pick
Give me a
pick
karate
a spot.
roll.
Karate roll. What's my plus? So I have +3 karate then, because that's my
+3
that's my
karate.
weapon of choice. My weapon of choice. Christopher Walken soars through the air. All right. Oh, not great karate. I do 8. I karate it for 8.
Why is your karate, which is of course impeccable and impressive, how does it not affect?
I'm trying to do a 1-inch punch on the spider and it's not doing anything. Just be like,
Hold still.
yeah.
It's still
He's
thrashing.
so strong, dude. This is the strongest spider I've ever seen.
It's still
skin's like
thrashing with
steel.
Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, you're still kind of like, have you let go of the bludgeon or are you hanging on to it?
No, I'm hanging on to it for my fucking life.
Great. So it's thrashing around. It's like picked you up off the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
As Mac goes and just does ineffective karate at it.
Mhm.
Charlie, what's your move?
So I'm fumbling through my scrolls that are in my pocket. I try not to get them confused. There's one filled with grease and one filled with magic scrolls. And I have a spell called Marbles that lets my mouth fill with marbles.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast that on myself to kind of make a sort of marble machine gun out of my greasy mouth. You know, I figure like with my mouth hole all greased up, I'll be spitting them out at some kind of enormous speed that can puncture the thick carapace or spider butt skin, as it were, of the spider.
Can someone
Great.
make a GIF of Tony with text on it that says "with my mouth hole all greased up"?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would
Gotta
be
pay the toll.
appreciated.
This area.
Charlie, let's see. Let's make a dex check for aiming your ranged weapon of Marble Mouth. You're gonna do it with disadvantage because don't forget you are poisoned and not feeling good, and you don't look good as your
Ah.
mouth fills up with marbles.
Those marbles are sure going to be a problem for creatures that don't have tiny, skinny, pointy legs.
You know what? You keep saying that I don't look good, but I feel better than I ever had. So what's that?
We'll have to check the chat because
That is a 2.
it's a 2.
That is
Okay.
a 2
Oh
So
no.
with disadvantage, right?
with disadvantage.
Okay. So I don't do great.
I think all the marbles just spill out of your mouth.
No, I think
Charlie!
I choke on 'em. I'm coughing on them, and I inhale about half of them. I think.
Yeah. Charlie, we told you don't eat marbles. Stop eating marbles, even if they look good.
Frank.
To sum up this round real fast, Frank is entangled with a spider. It's got his bludgeon in the mandibles.
Yeah.
Matt came up from behind
Now I'm
to,
focusing my energy.
to try and karate chop
I
it
tried to do the
ineffectively,
1-inch punch, and it didn't work.
and Charlie's just in the corner throwing up marbles.
yeah, that seems
covered in
accurate.
grease.
Frank sees that Charlie's in distress and drops his grip on the bludgeon and runs around to give Charlie the Heimlich, a fantasy version of the Heimlich, which is spelled Heimlich but with a Y.
Real fast before you do that, the spider's going to get a turn, and he is going to try and sink his spider teeth into
Mandibles.
Frank's flesh.
Plinth, mandibles,
They call it Frank butt flesh, is what they call it.
Ooh.
Frank's thorax.
Frank, the mandibles sink into you, and a little bit
Do you
of
forget?
green...
I have an AC of 17 now. It's higher.
All right, I mean, it still hits with 17.
Okay, fair enough.
I did, in fact, hit the number I needed to hit.
Fair enough.
But so it sinks into your flesh. A little bit of green poison, like flowing into your veins now. I'm gonna need you
Irish
to make
poison.
I need you to
We
make
made that up.
make a Constitution check for me. I need you to roll a 12 or higher.
Me?
Yeah, this is to
No,
avoid
wait,
being poisoned.
He's
Right,
asking
right.
me to do it for you.
Woo!
You are not poisoned.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, it is your turn again. Frank, you're running to Charlie.
Yeah, Frank's gonna run to Charlie and give him the Heimlich maneuver with a Y
Great.
to see if he can get the marbles out.
Oh, so
And
it's
then
a
maybe the
miscommunication
marbles-
that the marbles are being like
Yeah.
formed in his mouth.
He's gonna like fire me like a cannon at the spider. Somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Because he thought that he was swallowing the
Right,
marbles,
yeah.
so
Right.
he wants to,
Okay.
To be
use
honest,
that
I'll
as a
let you-
gun.
If you ever seen someone get the Heimlich done, it comes out of there. I think this makes
Yeah.
sense.
And imagine a greased mouth hole getting a Heimlich.
Oh yeah, there's no
I will
friction.
remove the disadvantage from poison, Charlie, on your next move, assuming the Heimlich is relevant.
Okay.
I'd like to throw. There's a little flavor, and then I'll tell you the action. But this is the background for it. So in normal bars and featured in episodes of the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia, are some people may be familiar with the bull riding thing. You know, where you get on a fake bull and you ride it about in a bar. Here I would say that there's a bar in Philadelphia that is run by Drow, and they have a similar thing, but it's shaped like a spider because they're Drow, and it's called the Spider Rider. And Max tried to ride it before. Country Mac is way better at riding it, but I would like to ride this spider.
I think that makes total sense.
I'm like, the karate's not working. I'm going to have to go American on his ass. I'm going to
Can
have
we
to go
please make
rodeo on
sure-
this.
Can we please make sure that we visit the Spider Rider in a totally separate arc, not in the Always
I want to
Sunny show,
visit the
which is
Spider
together.
Rider in real life. I'm pretty bummed now. Mechanical bulls are fun.
So Eli, you can make a dex or strength check, whatever's more relevant, or whatever's better.
My strength and dex are equal, which I feel like Mac is just a strong, not dexterous man, but in this world they are equal, so it really doesn't matter. But he would use strength, I suppose.
Great. Go ahead and do it with advantage, since you are, of course, familiar with the Spider Rider.
Yeah. I'm not good at it. That was Country Mac. My God.
Got it.
All
Got
right.
it.
So this is advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, let's not do
Oh.
that one. You know what? Fucking What? I'm not good at it. Like I said,
You're not good at it, and you're a little like you've got a little collateral grease.
I'm also greasy. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to wrap. I mean, I do. There's a clear place to grab a big spider because it's where its sections are meet, and like in between its arms because those are like handles. So yeah,
but
I'm
you
still
still
gonna
don't
fail.
manage. So like you slip off of the spider and you are now in its strike zone essentially, which could be a problem.
Am I under it?
If you are under it.
Let me throw this out there though. Okay, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble. That's for sure. But also, I am now, perhaps this is a big brain move. This is what I'm yelling at family. This is the plan. Now I can strike its soft underbelly. Now I can avoid the hard carapace when I do my 1-inch punch.
Charlie, what's your move?
Oh, I'm fired like a mighty Akira cannon, like a backpack laser wielded by Frank. It's just like a disgusting barf ray of marbles.
You're like a little marble Squirtle. You're just going.
Yeah. So I roll to kill spider with marble beam.
Marble beam. Yeah.
Great. Go ahead and make a roll for me.
Charlie learned marble beam.
I rolled 19 and I don't have disadvantage. I win. We did it, Frank.
You do win. So the the spider rears back, exposing its soft underbelly to Mac. Mac, well, actually, it's gonna make an attack against you because it's its turn.
Yeah, I'm in protective position though. Doing an X. Yeah, Charlie has now evolved from marble into Martortle. He is.
So Mac, you're in your defensive position. It can't get its mandibles to you in any meaningful way. So you survive the round with cuts and bruises.
I'm doing the noises people do when they lift weights. I'm like, like, you know, like when someone's shadowboxing. Also, Martortle evolves into Blastoise, but toys is spelled like toys. Toys.
Mar toys.
That just sounds like store.
It's your guys' round.
How's our round again? I feel like we've just done so many things.
He's only got one thing.
Okay.
What did the marbles do to this guy?
It did damage.
Spider?
It did damage.
Oh my God.
Does Charlie have more marbles? Because that worked pretty good, and so Frank would like to kind of do that again.
There might be some on the floor if you want to reload.
Yeah.
Okay.
The floor is now covered in marbles.
Frank's gonna squeeze Charlie to marble gun again.
Is Frank yelling marble gun like he's a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Marble gun, Charlie.
Just want to point out that the show is definitely playing the pose up of Frank straddling Charlie from behind and thrusting hard into him to do the Heim very wrong.
Yeah.
In the flickering shadows from the faint burning that's followed its way in from Charlie's footsteps, you can see the exaggerated shadows that just look like two guys fucking each other, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It's like a bar patron walks in, sees that shadow and the smoke, and then just turns around and walks right back out.
And Frank's also like, Charlie, you got to align your stomach and your throat. It'll come out faster. So he wants him to bend over.
You're so greasy. You're so wet.
Charlie, make your roll.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm Charlie?
You're Charlie.
Okay.
Charlie asks that as Frank is saying, Charlie, and he's like, who, me? I'm Charlie?
Yeah.
That's 15 plus my whatever.
The spider gets absolutely pelted with marbles, just blasting through it like a machine gun, just holes, green slime splashing onto Mac.
You know that scene in RoboCop where the Ed 209 malfunctions and it keeps shooting that guy and you're like, how long? And he keeps shooting him and blood's flying up, and then he's still shooting him, and everyone's like, oh no, this guy is dead. And then he's still shooting him, then he falls on the table and he's still shooting him for a while. Can it be that, but the spider?
That's exactly what happens.
It takes a good 3.5 minutes of marbles killing the spider.
and instead of falling on a table, it falls onto Mac with a.
Oh yeah.
Is it dead?
It's dead.
Okay. I like. I guess I got to get the spider off me, or wiggle out from under it.
Frank
wiggle
does
out from
not
under it.
move to help.
All right, I'm greasy. I think I can squeeze out of there.
You can
Charlie's
squeeze out of it,
like,
no problem.
"Did we get it?" And then like barks out even more marbles,
And I'm like,
which I think is a good time to like end my marble spell.
yeah. I was like, all right, like, great job here, guys. You know, but like, so I'm trying to I'm trying to arrange. There's so many things wrong with everything that's happening that my brain is like having trouble putting this together. I'm like, guys, we can't have this spider carcass down here. It was a spider, now it's trash. I think we should pop this thing on fire. I think we should just, you know what?
Yeah, for sure.
It's greased up. It's ready to go. We'll pop
We
this
don't
on
want to
fire.
let the smoke in from the other room, so
Yeah.
let's put it on fire.
We'll
Yeah.
crack. We'll crack
Charlie,
this
like-
door. Now we got it. It's just a multiple stage ventilation system, and it'll be taking it all out of the bar.
Great.
Charlie just kind of reaches into a pocket and like splashes out grease, like there's a kiddie pool of grease just
Yeah.
kind of in that pocket still somehow.
Yeah,
Just
Charlie.
on the
Charlie, make
spider
one of those
carcass.
cool trails, like we're in Fast and the Furious. Can you make like a cool trail? I always wanted to do that.
When you say like a cool trail, you mean like drift on it?
No, like a
Like-
you know when somebody like drops a
It's too like
cigarette.
Charlie is like run and is like doing a slip and slide on his butt, just leaving like a snail trail of grease.
Oh God.
Frank takes another torch from a wall sconce and just totally deadpanned, square bodied, just chucks it onto the spider.
So
do a
the
little-
spider
All right.
lights up, and you guys are free to make your way into the
Yeah.
next room.
Once
As
again,
you-
something else is going to take care of itself. We keep moving.
Fantastic. We're doing great. I bet
I think-
Deandra and Dennis are having stupid times.
Yeah, they're probably doing stupid stuff. Meanwhile, they're
Yeah.
gonna come back here. They're gonna. I think we're doing a really good job.
We're doing a great job.
So as you guys step through the eastern door, closing the door behind you, we see the flames rise up and begin to like burn through some of the webs up on the ceiling, which let loose
for
the
one.
cool sword, which falls down to the ground and clang, 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 clangs onto the ground.
I see it
Which
fall,
we
and I'm just
don't
like,
see.
oh, I see it fall. I'm just like, oh, and then I close the door. Okay.
fully on fire. We
Yeah.
don't know. This could melt away. Whatever.
I don't know how much HP Charlie has been like. Charlie, we're doing great here. I do want to ask you, as your friend, you look really sick. You look really hurt. And I'm just gonna say before we keep adventuring, off the top of your head, how you feel. Like, what percentage dead do you feel like you are maybe right now?
I'm at like 100% Mac. I'm doing really good. I'm just like when we get, I'll go to the mattresses and I'll just snap it off and it'll be great.
That was really good, Charlie. That was very.
That was really
All right.
good.
What
I
is
told you I'd
Charlie's
eventually
actual
get
health?
more- I'm slowly getting there.
Frank looks at Charlie in their like private weird twin language, whatever. Like egg time, and then cracks a raw egg that he pulls out from one of the pockets that he has under
Oh.
the barrel that he's wearing, and cracks a raw egg into Charlie's mouth.
I
Yeah,
tell
just
them that
wanted to say
they're.
for color. Charlie's eyes now are blackballed for some reason.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're just entirely black.
Oh,
It's horrible to behold. And he
And-
just opens his mouth and egg yolk rolls down the side of his mouth with his black eyes.
oh.
Frank works his jaw for him a little bit to get him to swallow it down, strokes his throat like a dog, and then slaps him on the face, and then looks at Mac and goes, "He'll be fine in about 6 minutes."
Like, I'm just doing the math. Like, oh. Like,
Charlie,
you're
like-
ruining Rocky for me, which is the worst thing you could do.
Which is a play in this world
Yeah.
Of course.
Charlie burps
about a
and just,
rock
like,
monster.
egg yolk and marble just kind of come out.
So this whole
Oh.
scene happens in this final chamber of this dungeon, which have I flipped over the? I have not. There we go. We are in another stone chamber. Let's see. In the corner over here is a large like sewer pipe that is dumping green and yellowish ooze just into a pool on the floor. It's been like slowly dripping over time and just never addressed.
How sad are
like
you
a-
that you can't include mutant turtles in this right now?
I
Ryan,
someday,
a
someday.
sewer with green ooze.
There's no reason I can't.
From
I like how you
from down the pipe, you hear.
The Mutant Ninja Turtles are a bard group in this world.
Yeah,
No,
I'm-
they're ninja fighting turtles.
Okay.
they're
I'm
monks.
loving how you said like it's just leaking for some reason, and you're a full-on Mario pipe with a giant hole just piping liquid out. Like
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
not a plumber, but I think I could figure out why it's leaking into the room.
Yeah, Brian's first Mario Maker level.
There's also a moldy, torn-up couch over here, and what appears to be a magic play box and PlayStation 2 and a very depressed beholder.
Just a
with
PlayStation 2?
an actual PlayStation 2, a
What?
magic item.
I need to know, what gen are they on in this world?
PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay. So it's actually a new system.
It's a very impressive magical artifact
Okay.
that can only play Final Fantasy X.
I was like, first of all, I'd be like, I knew you guys had been in this room. I knew you were lying. I knew it. I saw the
Whatever,
dolls.
We come here, we hang out with Gorv. It's fine.
Oh, so you guys already know Gorv?
Yeah, I like give Goran like a weird, awkward handshake.
You keep
know,
cutting out. Sorry,
it's-
Tony.
I'm giving Gorv we have a secret handshake through his eyeballs. He's like clearly not very into it.
Gorv
and
is
I'm-
like has not acknowledged your entrance at all. He's sort of like gray. His large eye is now like a sickly yellow. His eye stalks are drooping.
You haven't watered him.
Like Charlie doing his handshake with him is just like patting his eye that he doesn't even react to.
Like,
Just-
Frank, don't you and Gorv like hate each other? Don't
Yeah,
you owe
our
him
s-
like $1 million?
I did, but we've been really bonding over Final Fantasy X.
I was
Oh,
gonna
can it be
ask what he
Final
was playing.
Reality? Wait, can this be Final Reality 10? And you
It's
play
Final
as just,
Reality
like,
10.
I love that. Like
a
in this
woman raising
world-
her kids.
We see the screen and it's a party of 3 adventurers named Tony, Eli, and Carolyn.
They're just like trying to figure out where they should meet up for coffee.
Yeah. There's a real plot where it's like a plague has befallen the world. We have to go to help scientists or something. Oh, sad. Okay.
It's okay. Light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel. Frank is going to go over to Gorv and say, Gorv, buddy, you want some eggs? No eggs? You haven't been eating. You're wasting away. Your eyes look all clammy and weird.
I'm gonna go at Frank. How many non-egg things have you offered him?
None. 0.
It feels like maybe Gorv doesn't like eggs. I'm gonna throw that out there.
What about a turtle egg?
That's
They're
just
soft.
they're still eggs, Frank. And those
Okay,
are
I see.
those
I
are
agree.
illegal to own or eat. I think
Not
you're
in
not
this
even allowed to
world.
touch them.
Not in this world.
There's sea turtles everywhere in this world.
This is a giant turtle egg.
They
You know,
live in
one
the
of
sewer
those
and they're ninjas.
Oh,
you know
dragon
one of
turtle
those
egg?
moving islands. This
Yeah.
is one of them. It's really big. I was saving it for a special occasion, but you can have it if you're hungry for it.
Gorv, you want the turtle egg? It's a different kind of egg.
I'm out of ideas.
This isn't working. Let me try my plan. Charlie wants to cast Marble Mouth into Gorv's mouth to make him.
He doesn't want marbles.
He doesn't want marbles.
Let's do it. I'm rolling.
Frank sees what he's doing and clamps his hand over Charlie's mouth. I
I
will make opposing rolls.
Well, it's gonna be easy to beat that.
Yeah, you just have to beat a 2.
Okay.
Charlie up with the marbles.
7.
So it's still Charlie is still quite slippery and greasy, so it's a little tough to like stop him from. So Charlie, you do not successfully cast marbles on Gorv, but what happens instead?
Oh, I accidentally cast it in my own mouth again and I'm sparking marbles over it.
Yeah, I'm just commiserating with Frank. I'm like, every day, every spell slot, it's marbles.
I'm like slippery, you know. But
He's
I like
got other
trying-
spells, but he just loves those
he never
marbles.
uses them. It's always marbles. You never need marbles. No matter what the problem is, it's marbles.
I'm slippery, but really trying to stay upright. So it's just kind of propelling me backwards like a rigid mannequin. And I'm kind of sliding around the room, marble propelled
I hate
human
saying
body.
rigid mannequin because that implies the existence of like a
Floppy mannequin.
soft mannequin. Which I don't want
They
any
sell
part
them
of.
online if you know where to look.
It's like,
Yikes.
have you guys asked him? I don't know if can I use Scry to figure out what he wants to eat?
You can use Scry to figure out what he wants. What does it look like casting Scry?
I'm like, hey Gorv, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna cast a quick spell. Very innocent. It's not fucking marbles. And between you and me, we weren't on the marble train right away. We just tried to stop him, you know, because he's always casting marbles. Also, it's weird that Gorv can talk, but we were just started like treating him like a wounded lion.
He definitely like mentally has regressed being
Okay.
stuck down here. He's broken.
So I think I like just put I use him like a periscope. I put his stalks up against my eyes to see through him.
And you see into the mind of Gorv. You see the dimensions that he has conquered.
I swim past those. I want food. I'm waving them away like Minority Report. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. No, need food.
To the things he would love to eat are either A, Frank, or B, a magical artifact
Oh my god.
of incredible coolness.
Well, I'm not putting the lock in there.
I guess it's Frank.
Yeah, it's
Mac tells us this, right?
yeah, I say out loud, I'm like, I'm not putting the lock in there. It's like, okay, guys, so we got two options here. All right, one, and I think this is pretty weak, is a magical artifact of incredible coolness. Because we only got one of those. We got the lock. I don't want to get rid of the lock because the lock is kind of the centerpiece of the whole dungeon thing we're doing.
Is the
Dennis
most
is gonna be
important. We're
pissed.
not getting rid of the
Yeah.
lock.
The sword, that thing sucks shit. He doesn't want any part of that either.
That's not awesome at all.
Yeah, it's bad and shitty. Now, number two, this one, gonna ruffle some feathers in the group. Frank, he does want to eat you. And I don't know if he wants to eat all of you. I think maybe he could get away with just a piece of you, which I think would be a reasonable sacrifice.
What piece?
Let me ask him. It's one use per day, so I don't know if I can scry again. Can I ask him to point? What piece of Frank do you want? Did I see what piece of Frank he wanted to eat?
I'll ask him. Gorv, I know we've had our differences, but we're buddies now. You want some? What part? I'm not gonna give you the whole thing, but maybe a little bit we could talk.
Gorv squints. You're just a little bit of focus returning to his gaze. And it's just sort of the legs will do.
Both legs?
Both legs?
Both legs.
Oh, God. I'm going to throw out a crazy idea here. I'll explain this to Frank as well. All right. First of all, Gorv, we're in a negotiation here, okay? And we'll do this. But you can't have both legs. Frank needs us to walk around. He's already tiny. He'll be a human marble if we take those legs away from him. Okay. Well, let's have a powwow. I'm going to throw out one idea here.
You throw out an idea, then I've got a next idea.
Yeah, Gorv, hold on. Cone of silence, except that's a real thing in this universe. All right, so Frank, here's my idea, okay? I've got this magic scroll called Swarm, and I could turn somebody into a swarm of birds, rats, fish, etc. So I could turn you into a swarm, then we could let him eat some of the swarm. And then you'll probably be mostly there. I think if anything, you'll just be a little smaller when you come back.
I would choose. I wouldn't get to choose what part he eats. It could be half of me gone.
I think we'd have to determine via some rolls what ends up coming back.
Yeah. Could I turn him into a swarm of little Franks?
I've got a second idea.
All right. And then we'll hear from Charlie.
Second idea. I've got a magic scroll that's anthropomorphized. A touched animal gains either human intelligence or human appearance for 1 day.
Oh,
so
wow.
we could cast it on an animal to look like me, feed him the whole fucking thing. Everybody's happy.
Let me ask you this, Frank. What is an egg if not basically an animal in waiting?
I was thinking we'd go get that burnt up spider's corpse, but this is way better.
so we could turn that big egg into a Frank and feed it to him. But you
It's
gotta
halfway
hide.
there already. Same shape.
You
Same
gotta-
shape.
We have to do it in the we have to do it in the other room because he can't know that he didn't eat the real Frank.
Exactly. Okay. Let's do
Camera
it.
like pans over and we're having like a conversation about 16 inches from Gore.
Yeah.
Gorv politely has like lowered his eye stalks over his ear holes.
It's like, all right, so let's get the egg. Let's roll the egg over so Frank can do the
Okay.
spell.
Frank's got the egg.
Oh yeah, Charlie, did you have a plan?
Charlie is just like asleep on that couch still, and he's just kind of like barfing up like a steady stream of like blood, marbles, and more teeth.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, marbles. Yeah, we just assumed that he would have suggested marbles. We'll move past it.
Welcome to the law office of blood, marbles, and more teeth.
More teeth sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
Frank's gonna go into the other room and cast anthropomorphize on this egg.
You step into the other room, you open the door, and of course just a pillow of smoke comes billowing into the room.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Somebody must have closed the door.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
So
flashback to quite literally somebody did close the door earlier when they saw that smoke and the silhouette of the humping and
Yeah.
they shut the door on the way out.
So I think Gorv, it's fair to say Gorv is playing a great JRPG. He's probably pretty engrossed. Can we just roll the egg around behind him and then do the spell and make it a Frank?
Yeah, we can go behind the moldy couch.
Yeah. All right, Gorv, you're killing it. Keep leveling up. You know?
Cool.
All right, Frank. And then just like roll the egg back there.
Okay, I'm gonna go get ready to give you. We've decided to feed you the whole thing, not just the legs. I'm gonna make this sacrifice because I want to make this dungeon great, and I want to make you happy, Gorv. So we
I
go
like the idea of
behind.
Frank going to get ready to get eaten. Go powder his nose.
Gotta get greased up.
Yeah.
He goes over there and he's gonna cast anthropomorphize on this egg.
The egg like slowly like pops out little arms, pops out little legs. A weird little head forms out of the shell, and then slowly and surely it becomes a naked Frank who's just standing. Maybe the closest an egg has ever come to sentience, and it's like mute,
Egg.
but like looking at its hands, like
I think it's Pokemon rules. It can say egg.
Egg.
That's pretty normal.
Frank puts the bucket armor on the egg. Frank.
How smart? So that it has no sentience, right?
It's as smart as an egg, I believe.
it is bare minimum like realizing limbs.
It
but
carries over the stats from the egg.
very fragile.
All right.
I mean, I think
no.
in fairness, the egg should hatch to reveal basically like a sort of fetal Frank sort of thing, you know, like a like thumb sucking yolk of Frank,
Yeah.
you know,
I think we have to
like-
peel it.
a real eraser head baby of Frank.
Well, it's dressed in the bucket armor now.
So Frank, are you not butt naked?
Frank has his tunic on that he was wearing underneath.
Of course.
And
And
then
if
it's a very dirty tunic.
And if it really goes to shit, Frank can turn into an egg and complete the trade. You know, right? Because you did that the first episode.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I can objectify myself, become an inanimate object. So, oh, maybe
So,
that's the ruse. Actually, Frank's gonna do that because they realize that Gorv, once he gets his food, Frank's gonna have to sneak out. So Frank's gonna turn into the egg and hop into Charlie's pocket.
Okay.
great.
Like,
So,
Gorv! Gorv, Frank's ready for you. He's on the couch. This has turned dark
Gorv-
in that way now.
Frank's just like laying there, just like weirdly, like not understanding the motion of his own limbs.
Yeah.
Gorv, like sort of like floats over to the couch where Frank is sitting, just opens up his maw and like eats Frank and like half of the couch. And you know what? A little color returns to his like fleshy purple scales. His eye maybe begins to brighten up. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go keep playing my game.
Nice. What is he? I am curious what he tastes like too. I don't know how deep this spell goes.
I'll be real. I didn't even taste it. I haven't eaten in like 6 days. I really just got it down the gullet, man.
I'm like,
But that hit the spot. I really hated that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like hear the egg rustling or something. I'm like, all right, well, Gorv, glad to hear you're feeling
Not as
better.
satisfying as I thought it would be.
Glad to hear you're feeling better, Gorv. We'll leave you be in the dungeon. You know what? I'm gonna pop this door open, check on that smoke situation. What's the smoke?
Extremely on fire.
Okay, smoke situation. We're gonna have to go around and crack that door because we got to get the smoke out of here.
There is the pipe.
Yeah, I'm like, where does that pipe go?
Charlie, you look over and you're like waking him up, and he's like fully curled up into fetal position on the rim. And he's just like, oh yeah, this is where I get my dungeon grease from.
Okay, but what's at the end of the pipe, Charlie? And don't tell me you didn't go in the pipe because you love
more
pipes.
grease. I don't get it. What's the question? Why would you want to go for
It maybe makes sense that Charlie has been managing to like appear behind the building, and there was a couple of times like, how the fuck did Charlie get there?
Yeah, he just thinks it's a regular door. He just thinks that's a grease door. That's
Let's
okay,
go for it.
But yeah, Charlie, so you keep going to the grease, more and more grease, more and more grease. Where does it come out? What's at the end of the grease?
Oh, there's like what do you call it? Like this is where the people are.
The world, Charlie?
Yeah. World. It's world. There's some world there.
Let's go. This is the egg voice. Let's go.
Okay, Egg. Well, Gorv, see you soon. I think we all did a great job. Let's get in there.
So you guys trek through the stinking pipe, find the source of Charlie's dungeon grease, climb your way up a ladder, push open a manhole, and like a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles emerge from the sewers.
Frank's cool, but rude. Mac's a party dude. Charlie is sick.
Very, very sick.
Yeah.
Frank has transformed back into himself, but this time the tunic did not make it, and he is fully naked and covered in grease.
Yeah.
So we see you guys.
The bar patron who initially like went and saw the shadow now see, and Charlie emerge one after another, listening from the manhole. They turn around and they walk back into the burning building.
You can make your way you make your way into like the street in front of Patty's Tavern, and so there's Mac, there's Charlie who is deeply ill, Frank who is naked, Mac, some like spider slime and like sewer stuff, but other than that, made out okay. Dennis and D are also in front of the bar, which is, of course, smoke and fire is now billowing out of. Dennis and D look like they've both been mauled by tigers. They've got a couple of shredded flyers left over. So they're mostly just looking at the bar, sort of with a, well, this may as well have happened kind of face. And as you guys join them, Dennis is just like, you didn't vent, huh?
Oh, I cracked the door. I cracked the door. You got to believe me. This fucking guy probably closed it. I'm just yelling at whoever was on the street. I'm like, hey, did you fucking close the door?
It's Elmo.
I'd like to throw a beer bottle at Elmo.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna roll for my throw.
Yeah, we're all throwing beer bottles at Elmo.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a 16. I think that connects.
I'm gonna roll too.
14.
That also connects.
Sure.
6. I probably miss.
Well,
I'm slippery.
2 of the beer bottles connect with Elmo, who inevitably ends up in jail for arson.
Yeah.
Elmo is our rickety cricket.
But I think
Rickety
that's
Elmo.
credits, right? Is there a different final shot, or do we just end on that?
It ends with Elmo in bars. Behind bars.
Hey, gang, that was TV&D for this week. We'll be back next week with another Always Sunny in Philadelphia adventure. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. Hey, maybe hit the follow button, or give us your Bezos bucks if you got any. If you have Amazon Prime, you have maybe an extra
free subscription.
a free subscription.
top right.
It's prime
you maybe
time,
want to
baby.
give to us.
Slam that MF Bezos button. You'd like.
Let's see. Check us out on YouTube. Episodes go up the day after they are live here. Let's see. If you're on Twitch right now, down below is a link to the Discord where we got a bunch of nice folks talking about role-playing games and television and all other things. I kind of lost track of that sentence. Hey, Carolyn Page, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet at Fuck, Marry, Kill Champions, which is a competitive Fuck, Marry, Kill show that I host every Wednesday on the You Jokes YouTube channel. That's you, like the letter, and then the word jokes. You could go there Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. It's a great time. It's only a half-hour show. It's super fun. It's live. It's very interactive. The audience is there. It's great. Eli was on last night. It's a good time.
Hell yeah. Tony Wilson, where can we find you on the internet?
Twitter, Helpful Tony, Instagram, Friends in the Museum, and that's it. It's thrilling.
Eli Uden, where are you on the internet?
Hey, find me on Twitter at Eli Uden, just my name, ELIYUDIN. Find me on Instagram at Chili's Restaurants. Find me here on Twitch at pig_dog. And you can listen to my podcast that I do with my friends Patty Mo and Kath Barbadoro. That's called What a Time to Be Alive. Comes out every Monday. We just did an episode with Katie Nolan that was super fun. So check that out.
Every fucking time you come on here and you tell me about a guest that you've just had
It's
on.
the same guest. This is we said last night, isn't it?
I guess so.
Katie
What are
Nolan.
days?
Yeah. But
I'm Brian
yes.
as a Goblin on Twitch. And that's it. Guys, that's the show for this week. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.